What if the very code designed to bring order could inadvertently trigger chaos? Can an algorithm, devoid of human empathy, truly foresee the next global war? All its cold calculations become a self-fulfilling prophecy, pushing us closer to the abyss. We delve into the unsettling reality of AI's predictive power, not to offer solutions, but to confront a chilling question. Are we handing the keys to our collective destiny to a silicon oracle? And what happens when that oracle is wrong? What's your prediction for AI's ultimate role? Subscribe to uncover the full truth. The algorithms driving this predictive power are insatiable, their hunger constantly fueled by an ever-growing demand for data. Economic indicators offer a broad overview: GDP growth, unemployment figures, trade balances, each scrutinized for hints of national instability. Years ago, a World Bank study revealed a chilling correlation: economic downturns often presage civil unrest. Social media, once considered a chaotic torrent of unfiltered opinion, is now meticulously analyzed. Natural language processing tools sift through the noise, gauging public sentiment and pinpointing potential flashpoints. The Arab Spring, for instance, was accurately predicted by dissecting Twitter data, according to a Carnegie Mellon study. Even the pronouncements of power are scrutinized. Political statements, diplomatic exchanges, shifts in foreign policy, all are fed into the AI war machine. The Correlates of War project has painstakingly catalogued these verbal cues for decades, seeking patterns that might foreshadow conflict. However, this data river is far from pure. The accuracy of these predictions depends heavily on the integrity of the information. A ProPublica investigation exposed a dark truth: an algorithm used by U.S. courts, riddled with bias, unfairly predicted recidivism rates for African Americans. This serves as a stark reminder that biased data inevitably yields biased results. Even ambitious projects like DARPA's ISOs face criticism for relying on potentially unreliable open-source information. The bias doesn't stop at the data itself, it's woven into the very code, the algorithms that power these systems. WWII's groundbreaking research at MIT exposed a chilling reality: facial recognition software, often hailed as objective, stumbled dramatically when confronted with darker-skinned faces, particularly women. Error rates soared, betraying a fundamental flaw in the system's design. This isn't an isolated incident. ProPublica's investigation into the Compass algorithm revealed a disturbing pattern: Black defendants were unfairly flagged as high risk, perpetuating racial bias within the justice system. Kathy O'Neill, in her book Weapons of Math Destruction, argues that these algorithms, cloaked in the guise of mathematical objectivity, can amplify existing societal prejudices. Even tech giants like Amazon haven't been immune to these pitfalls. Their AI recruiting tool, trained on biased data, penalized resumes containing the word women's. The critical question isn't just about flawed data, it's about who wields the power to program these systems and what biases they consciously, or unconsciously, embed within them. The filter bubble effect can warp AI analysis, creating echo chambers that amplify certain voices while effectively silencing others. But even the most sophisticated algorithms are hamstrung by one glaring, unpredictable variable: human irrationality. Consider 1914, when Kaiser Wilhelm, cousin to both the British King and Russian Tsar, plunged Europe into war, driven by ego and miscalculation, not cold, hard data. Or the Cuban Missile Crisis, a hair's breadth from nuclear annihilation, which hinged on misinterpretations and brinkmanship, utterly defying logical risk assessment. The Thucydides trap warns of conflict when a rising power challenges a dominant one. Yet, history also reveals countless instances where astute leadership averted such a fate. Behavioral economics exposes our inherent biases: loss aversion, confirmation bias, which skew decisions, especially under pressure. Rose McDermott's research chillingly underscores how leaders with narcissistic traits, or a penchant for risk, are far more prone to initiate conflict, regardless of strategic advantage. The 2003 Iraq invasion, fueled by flawed intelligence and transparent political agendas, serves as a stark and cautionary reminder. And the Rwandan genocide, incited by radio propaganda, completely overrode any rational calculation of self-preservation. Can an algorithm truly quantify the madness of crowds, or the boundless ambition of a single, flawed leader? But what if the algorithm itself becomes a catalyst, a self-fulfilling prophecy etched not in stone, but in code? The pre-crime concept, once relegated to the realm of dystopian fiction, now edges closer to a disquieting reality. Imagine an AI predicting heightened aggression from a nation. That very prediction, disseminated through news outlets and whispered in strategic briefings, fans the flames of existing anxieties, creating a palpable sense of unease. Game theory reveals a chilling truth: even the belief in an opponent's hostility can trigger preemptive action. Nations, acutely aware of being monitored by these ever-watchful eyes, might subtly alter their behavior, creating a distorted feedback loop. Studies, such as the 2016 USC study showcasing AI's unsettling ability to predict crime with unnerving accuracy in Los Angeles, and the 2021 CSET study, serve as stark warnings about the inherent dangers of biased data and potentially discriminatory outcomes in AI-driven geopolitical forecasting. Are we, then, building a system that merely predicts war, or one that, through its own flawed logic, inadvertently engineers it? Let us not mistake the instrument for the oracle. AI, even as it processes millions of data points, reveals correlations, not immutable laws of destiny. While studies may hint at predictive capabilities, even high accuracy rates serve as a stark reminder of the inherent uncertainty. Reports echo this caution, reminding us of black swan events, those unforeseen human actions that algorithms struggle to comprehend. Automation bias can lead to perilous over-reliance. The UN and CIPRI rightly emphasize the critical need for human oversight, and DARPA seeks explainable AI, striving to pierce the black box and understand its inner workings. In conclusion, the promise of AI to predict global conflicts is tempered by significant limitations, particularly regarding data bias, human irrationality, and the potential for self-fulfilling prophecies. Over-reliance on these algorithms without critical human oversight could lead to unintended and potentially disastrous consequences. The future, therefore, is not pre-written in code, but rather co-authored by our choices, demanding careful consideration and thoughtful action. Considering the ethical implications and dangers of over-reliance on algorithms, especially given AI's potential and limitations in predicting global conflicts, what safeguards should be implemented to prevent AI from inadvertently escalating tensions or initiating conflicts? Share your thoughts in the comments below.